Okay, today I'm at Hartland Bike Park and it's early November, and the first trail that I'm going to do is a trail that I've filmed before called Shock Treatment. Shock Treatment is a blue intermediate trail. And it's a good beginner trail for a ride. And I just finished the very first section. And the trail is somewhat fragmented. So you end that first portion, and it doesn't really make sense to have that first portion as a part of the shock treatment, but whatever. And so you cross the service road, start the second part of shock treatment. A bit of a rock roll, little tiny one. And then you're back onto the single track. So it's a nice warm-up trail for the beginning of your ride. It makes sense. Most people wouldn't do it from where I just started it. Typically speaking, they would just come through the staging area at Hartland and down the service road and begin it. And like I said, I did do a video of this trail previously, going both directions actually. But what I'm doing now with my videos, and hopefully it's helpful to people I don't know. If they like watching them, they do. If they don't, they don't. That's fine. But I've been uploading them onto Trail Forks because when I go anywhere to ride, I typically check Trail Forks for what I'm going to ride and maybe get a better idea, watch a video or two of what the trail has to offer. And I realize that a lot of people that are better riders don't need to do that. They just adjust to whatever. But I consider myself an intermediate rider, so it's more of a resource for people that are beginner or intermediate, just to see what they're getting themselves into. And what I discovered a lot of times when I'm looking at Trail Forks is that there are no videos associated to a lot of the more intermediate or beginner trails. Typically, if it's a more advanced trail, people will post their stuff there, and then it gets inundated with videos, and that's okay too, that's good. But another thing, if you've ever watched any of my videos before, the purpose of my channel, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, is I show the entire trail for someone. So if it takes me 15 seconds to ride the trail, the video will be 15 seconds. If it takes me an hour to ride the trail, the video will be an hour. So granted, a lot of people aren't going to watch the entire video, but if they choose to see what the trail has to offer, they can certainly take a look and get a better idea. Because a lot of times, and I get it, that people will post videos and they'll only be a fragment of what the trail has to offer. But a lot of times, people go that, and oh, that's super cool. And they have no idea what else is in the trail. So this way, you know, you get a better perspective if you want to use Trail Forks as a resource to sort of get a better idea of what you're getting yourself into. So again, this first trail is shock treatment. And what it does is it runs from basically the staging area up to the south end of the bike park. And like I said, excellent way to start your ride, get a little warm up. And what I had mentioned before is I have done videos in the past, but what the CRD has done, and I guess in coordination with our local South Island Mountain Bike Association, is there's a trail at the end that they've incorporated into shock treatment, so it's now part of shock treatment. It used to be called something else, and it completely should be something else, but for whatever reason they decided to make it a part of it, so whatever. So I'm going to incorporate that portion into this video so people will see what the entirety of shock treatment is on trail forks, and if they want to incorporate that into their ride, then great. It used to be called Zuzu or something like that, I'm not sure, but they made it part of shock treatment probably a year ago when they started putting up their blue direction signs. So we're now coming to the end of what shock treatment used to be, and you do a left on the service road, and then you do a right at the sign, which again is the continuation of shock treatment. Then do a right, rocky patch. Now this section here of shock treatment, there's one spot that can get quite puddly. I think I just went through it, so it wasn't bad at all, but it can get kind of deep. Oh, pedal strike, and then you get into a bit of a rock garden here. And that section we just did, if you're going from north to south, which I am doing this ride, is the most difficult portion of this little part. The puddly section. And that is the end of shock treatment. Blue Intermediate Trail here at Hartland. Very good.